Stone Girl song that we use, but if you wanted to let us use your song a little bit, I'd be open to that too, because
You said we should start a rock band. I said that's a pretty cool plan. You bring the drums, I'll grab the mic stand. Let's hit the road, jump in the tour van. We're the misfits, don't give up, saying what we want to say.
I think we are back. Welcome back to the Living Room Radio Show. I am Lori Faye, and I am here with my fabulous co-host, Christine McCauley.
How is everyone?
Welcome
Did y'all have
back.
a wet week?
Enough, people.
Oh, I keep putting my boots away. I keep pulling them out.
Well, that's really funny that you should
I
say that,
can't
because
stand
I pulled my
it.
boots out, and I literally
can't.
wanted to blow my head
can't.
out.
I want my flip-flops.
But at the end of the day, I love boots, but quite frankly, I'm sick of it. I'm looking
I'm a
for my
boot
pen
junkie.
here. So
What are you
Christine
looking
and
for?
I'm looking for a pen just because I like to take notes while we are playing here.
Okay.
Christine and I barely get to see each other during the week because we're both so crazy. So I like to start the show off with just a recap of what the hell happened last week. I got to tell you, Chris, we saw each other. What was it last night?
Monday night
Monday.
for 4 seconds.
For-
No, Tuesday. We moved it to Tuesday because
Yeah.
we couldn't make Monday work.
It's absolutely insane. So we saw each other for 4 seconds and we were like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We have a packed show today, so we're not gonna waste your time. But I just wanted to bring up one thing. I have such dog guilt. I don't know if you people have animals, if
I'm
anybody
not
out
an
there has
animal
animals. I know
person,
she's not
yeah.
a huge animal person. My kids went to college and I got myself a second dog, Lola, hashtag Lola.
We love Lola.
And I take her to my office every single day. Every single day. So, but when I don't take her, like if I'm only going into the office for like 3 or 4 hours, I literally feel guilty that I'm not taking my dog. Like as I'm walking out the door, she goes over the couch and she looks through the window and I literally feel like crap. And I'm just saying to myself, like, I'm a bad mommy.
I have a question for you, though.
What?
Did you feel that way when you would go to work when the kids were little, or
Yes,
you were
I
staying
did.
home?
No, I was like, Jesus Christ, I gotta get the freak out of here. Gotta get
So you
away
didn't
from
feel guilty
I
leaving
didn't,
them?
I didn't give a goddamn about the kids. No, I did. I felt a little guilty, but I feel more guilty with the dog.
Because Lola's like a perpetual baby.
She's my baby. And
Yeah.
that's, you're leaving her home alone. It's not like she's home with another
Right.
human. She's home by herself, and I just wonder to myself, what does she think all day? What does she do? Like, I have to get the camera so I could see her.
There's a cartoon that shows what dogs do when their owners leave.
What do
animals
they do?
And it's like crazy things, like jumping on the bed. It's a movie?
I want to see it.
It's called What Dogs Do When You're Not Home.
Is that what it's called? And just in
Brilliant.
case you don't know that, we got Rob Cividanis, or should I call him Rob Cividanes?
Sit down.
You are just such a silver fox, Rob. I can't
Looking
even handle
good.
it anymore.
Really looking good.
Rob, we have to do this because this is your journey. We should actually be putting you against the wall and face forward.
Starting good.
Every time you come, because after I had my second child, I had 10 pounds I couldn't lose. It was more like 12, but I say it's 10. And every single time I put a bathing suit on every week, I went in the same spot. My husband took a picture from the same distance, and I measured myself every 2 weeks to see, like, because I visually needed to see that the weight was coming off.
I don't think I put a bathing suit on for 3 years after I gave birth.
Really? I was in a bathing suit like 10 days later. What are you
Okay.
kidding me? I was like, had that
Pissing
thong
off
going.
all the women out there, aren't
Sorry,
you?
you know what? You gotta face reality. But Rob, I think we should do this. So Rob has been with us now. This is your 3rd week?
I think so, yeah.
So his 3rd week, he had gastric sleeve surgery. How many weeks ago?
April 13th.
April 13th. So it's literally a month and
Little
3
over a month,
days.
yeah, yeah.
And how much have you lost?
A little over 60.
60 goddamn pounds. That is freaking fabulous.
And I'm back on the coke,
Well,
and I run every minute.
Stop it. Stop.
Rob is in recovery, so he likes to joke. So yes, 60 pounds. That's awesome. All right, so we should do that today. Before you leave, we should take a picture and
Against the wall.
we'll put you up against the wall. You gotta put a bikini on.
Bring a
Yeah.
stalk out,
Put me in a
my
thong.
baby.
We'll put you in a
Want
thong.
everybody tuning out real quick? Put me in a thong.
And listen, for anybody who's wondering why I'm talking with a lisp, it's because I got Botox in my lip, and this is just not easy to deal with. I gotta tell you. The reason why I got it in my lip was because they say if you put Botox in your lip, it relaxes your upper muscle. I want to say that my husband requested this. No, he didn't, but he would have if he could have. But it makes it a little bit more difficult to speak. So I'm finding that it's a
Are
little.
you dribbling your
I'm
wine?
not dribbling my wine, but it's a little. I'm like definitely a little tongue-tied at times, and I'm like, I wonder if anybody else could see that my goddamn lip is. So I said, this is why these Hollywood bitches are so skinny because they can't
They
freaking
can't
eat.
eat.
First of all, you don't want to eat in front of anybody like this because your lip doesn't move while you're eating. I looked in the mirror while I was eating, and I go, this looks
Now,
whack.
does it stay like that? I mean, does
I
it
don't
stay like that? Or
know.
does it
I
just,
think
like,
it's gonna wear
start
off
to
at some
relax?
point.
You're really jumping in. Is it gonna be every week you're gonna do
No,
something
you
else?
first of all you only do it like once every 6 months. But it is a little. The guy told me it was gonna be a little weird, and it's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little whack. But does it look weird to you?
No, I think your teeth look whiter since you had this done. I told you that the other night.
Well, what can I tell
Teeth
you?
look
Listen,
whiter.
I'm going downhill. Shout out to my sexy husband. He's 55
Happy
today.
birthday, Tommy.
Happy birthday, Tommy. I love you. And no, you're not getting it tonight. That's all I have to tell you. It's Wednesday. I'm tired. It's not happening. You'll get it on
Aren't
Saturday.
you supposed to give it on your birthday?
I
and
don't know.
their
I didn't do it
birthday?
this morning because of the lip. I was like, I couldn't even attempt it. I was
I
like,
can tell you now, he won't mind.
That's what I said. I said to myself, this thing is, I don't know how people deal with it.
All right,
So we're going to meet Tommy for a drink later over at
Excellent.
Big Daddy's.
Excellent. So have to ask,
Tell me.
have you seen that Yanni Laurel thing? Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yanni? Is he
Nobody.
the singer,
One
Yanni?
girl. No, there's this thing going around Facebook. All right, let me back up just a little bit. Remember that gold, white dress, blue, black dress, and different people saw it in different colors?
Yeah.
Okay, now there's this audio recording. It's all over social media. I saw it on ABC today. I saw it on the Chew. It's an audio recording of somebody saying either the word Yanni or the word Laurel.
And what is it?
Some
what is
people
it?
hear Yanni.
Stop
Some
it.
people hear Laurel. First time I heard it, which was listening to it on Facebook, I heard Yanni.
Meaning what? Wait, if I say Laurel, you're not going to hear it?
There's this audio recording
Okay.
that says this word.
Okay.
Some people hear it one way, others hear it another way. So
Who
the
came up with
first
this?
time, I don't know. People have a lot of time on their hands.
I was just going to say, who the hell's got time
I
for this?
heard Yanni the first time, but when I heard it today while I was watching the Chew, I swear I heard both ways at the same time, like
Stop
one
it.
over the other. So I don't know.
I'm gonna have to do it. Make a
I
note.
wish
I
we
wanna
had
do it.
I wish we had the recording to play it.
I'm going to write this down. I want to do
Okay,
it.
so maybe
Yanni-
we'll revisit this next week
Yanni
after
Laurel.
you've gotten a chance to see it. But it's all over. I bet you'll see it 10 times today now that you know about it.
So let me ask you a question. And we're gonna throw a ball around here, and I can't even. Go. We're gonna throw a ball around here. Is it easy for you to get over a grudge? You're mad at someone. They've done multiple things
Well-
to you. How long does it take you to get over the grudge? What makes you get over the grudge? Do you ever really get over the grudge? Do you secretly harbor the grudge and don't say anything?
This is a really good question for me because I am a person that feels my scars.
And you don't let it
They
go.
don't heal. I get over it and I could sit with that person and act like there's not a thing wrong.
And you won't
But
say it?
those scars
Are there.
are red and angry, and
Yeah.
I do not forget them.
Yeah.
And it
So-
changes my relationship with. There's a couple of people who this has gone on with me over the last few years, and we're fine,
Yeah.
but I'm not fine.
So let me ask you a question. Everybody knows that Lori Faye reads the smuts. It's my thing. I don't want to hear about it. I have a very serious career. At night when I'm by myself with a glass of wine, I like to read the smuts. It's never going to end. I'm still getting the smuts delivered to my house in my grandmother's name. I don't want anyone to know that I'm actually reading them. I get them under the guise that my grandmother's still alive, and they come to Vivian Angrasani. It's a true story. I see Brad Pitt and and Jennifer Aniston on Touch, and they're going to have a baby. And I'm saying to
Are
myself,
they?
and I'm saying to myself,
He's got like
the guy
17
pretty
babies.
much was banging this other chick.
I don't believe
Like,
it.
oh, please, come on. And Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Angelina? And,
Oh, no, I believe he was banging her for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't believe they're having a baby together.
Oh, you don't believe it?
I
I
don't
always
believe
believe that there's a little truth to every one of these little things. So I kind of feel like they are going to get back together and they are going to have a baby.
We'll
I'm
see.
not 100% about it, but I feel like it could be true. And I'm thinking to myself, how did you get over this? Not only did he do what he did, but He like went on the
Cheating, I
magazine
would-
cover of
let me tell
Interview
you something.
magazine and did a photo shoot with Angelina Jolie and 7 kids, like a week after they got a divorce. I thought it was so insensitive, and I was just thinking to myself, how do you get over that? And she's over it.
Let me tell you something. Cheating, there would be no getting over, there would be no forgiving. I have no patience for that. I don't believe it at all.
All right.
So-
Obviously she's a bigger woman than you are because she seems to be
Okay,
getting
I guess
over
I'm
it.
tiny
All
too.
right.
Okay. But
So,
yeah, no, would not forgive that.
I had to do that.
Would
And
you forgive cheating?
Depends on the circumstance. Yeah, life is too short. You know, my
Okay.
parents had a crazy, tumultuous marriage, divorce, marriage, and I saw what they went through. They forgave each other, and life is short, and you know, it is what it is.
All right.
So I see something on the tray over there, and I'm kind of wanting it. Does it have alcohol
Okay,
in it?
well,
I'm
we're
just,
gonna-
wait, I'm just. Does it have alcohol in it?
Of course it has alcohol in it.
Okay.
It's time for Christine's Corner. And we're going to do a really quick one today. And I didn't know this. I don't know about anyone else, but today is actually National Slushy Day. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know
There's
that.
a day for everything.
I need a slushy,
Now,
damn it.
just a little geek fact because it's
You're
me.
a geek.
Thank you for
I like the
confirming
geek.
it.
I like the geek in you.
I just tried to think, look into it. Like, where did slushies come from? How did these come to be? And I found out that in ancient courts, they would go out in the ancient times. They would go up in the mountains when there was fresh snow, and they would gather the fresh snow and serve it to the king and queen.
Stop it.
With crushed fruit and crushed berries on it. And it was
Wow,
this,
that's an
like
interesting
really
fact.
special treat. So that was where the slushy was born back in ancient times.
Wow.
We're
I
very
thought it was born in 7-Eleven.
Well, that's what I was
or
about to
Dairy
say.
Queen with some guy that spilled something on the floor and it got mixed with cherry and he
Yeah.
just decided to make a slushie.
Well,
out
that's
of
what
it.
I was about to say. We're very lucky that we have 7-Eleven today.
Wow.
So anyway, in honor of National Slushy Day, I came up with a couple of grown-up slushies, and I think they're out of this world and super, super simple. The first one is a berry wine
Now,
slushie.
don't watch my lip while I drink this. I
And
might not
there's
have any
more over
control
there for the
over it.
people in the audience if you'd like to try. And all you need is a bottle of cheap sweet red wine.
Whoa.
I used Barefoot wine.
Whoa.
24 ounces of frozen berries, and whirl that all up in your blender, your bullet, your processor,
awesome.
whatever you have. It comes out really, really slushy.
This is awesome.
And
Next
she
one.
did mean the audience sitting here. Don't you guys come running that down here.
The next one, I think, is just really very classic. I'm calling it the BLB.
Hold on, I want it.
Okay. It's
Hold on, son of a
the
gun.
BLB because it's bourbon, lemon,
Oh my
and
God.
basil. And it's just water, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of honey.
That is delicious.
Some basil, 7 or 8 ounces of bourbon, and
Is this
2.
bikini season approved?
Well, there's sugar in it. And there's
All right,
honey in
just
it,
checking.
which has carbs. I mean, it's
Then
raw honey.
I'll limit my intake.
So you whirl all those things. We're going to have these recipes on the website tonight. Whirl all this stuff up again in your blender, NutriBullet, with 2
delicious.
ice cube trays. And cheers. Really,
That is
refreshing.
awesome.
Really, really good.
That's
Peter is a
awesome.
real
But
team
listen,
player, slamming him behind the
I will.
scenes.
I will
now.
tell you what
I
is
love
bikini.
that.
Bikinis.
Love
That's
that.
delicious. What is bikini season approved? And with my handy 8 inches, I will get us ready for the next segment.
Okay, and we will be right back with Alyssa Colon, a wonderful young singer.
Hi, I'm Roger,
And I'm Steve.
and we own this house together.
Zap My Tax was so successful with our tax grievance.
We saved over $1,700 in our first year alone. And now we're signing up again.
In fact, we are so happy with Zap My Tax, we decided to save even more money and use Zap My Insurance as well.
Zap My Tax and Zap My Insurance. 2 great choices and 2 great ways to save money.
Hello, everyone. We're back. As promised, we have a wonderful young singer with us today. Alyssa Colon is 16 years old, and she's from Oceanside here on Long Island. We're going to hear her song very shortly, and I'm very excited. Lori's heard it, and I haven't.
It's awesome.
I can't wait to hear it. And she's going to tell us all about it. She has a new single called Boss Up. That's the song we're going to hear. And she will be performing May 24th with Cassidy and Jeff Cherry. So tell us all about this and how you got started. Thank you for being here.
Oh my God, thank you for having me. So,
That made it worse. Sorry, let's see Alyssa's beautiful face a little bit better.
We got it.
so,
There we go. Alyssa Colon.
so you asked me how I got to where I am today?
Yeah. Did you
So-
always sing? Were you a little
Yeah.
girl in the mirror with your Barbie doll as a microphone?
Yeah, basically. Like, my grandpa, he actually was a singer, and he would record songs and like albums. He would do performances, and he kind of like he taught me like all the things that you need to know about singing and like how to use my voice and little things on the piano to correspond, you know. So he was really like the person who kind of pushed me, and then after that, like my first song that I ever learned, it was like that I remember was Adele. I love Adele. She's so
She's very talented.
I just heard her today, and I hadn't heard one of her songs in a long time, and I'm like, oh,
she's so
She's so talented.
Yeah,
she's
it's
such a unique
amazing.
voice.
And like just ever since then, and then I would be put into talent shows and I would sing, and I think I said it on Rudy's show. I was in a talent show and I won most talented because I was singing, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like ever since
Did that make you want to do it more?
Yeah, like you know, it's like, oh, I'm winning awards for being talented.
What grade are you in?
I'm in 11th.
11th grade. Now, do you do like the musical theater shows at your high school?
Actually, no, but I did in elementary school. I did the plays, but now it's like hard because like we have like there's a lot of people, and it's just like hard to get into shows and stuff like that. And I feel like I want to do the next show next year, and a lot of people have been asking me to do it because they think I would be a good role. So.
Okay. Do you know what that show will be?
Oh,
Okay.
they're like, you have a beautiful voice, like you should do it, you'll definitely make it. And I was like, oh, okay.
I'm
like,
guessing you might.
So let me ask you a question, because I was a gymnast when I was younger. When you were being like, I don't want to use the word pushed, but when you were being like almost like groomed to sing, is it something that you were introduced to and then you took a liking to it, or was it something that you were like hesitant about, but because somebody in your background was persistent, and then it made you want to do it more? Like my father saw that I was into gymnastics, and he kind of was like honing me and helping me. I don't think if he had done that as long as he did, I think I would have dropped off. So my question to you is, who in your life, if anybody, kept you going?
Well, one, my grandpa, my parents, and it was just like, I've been singing like since like, what was it, Dad? What was the song that I learned?
And we got Dad in the audience here today.
I think it was Princess and the Pauper. They always tell me like I've been singing since I was younger. So like, I guess they just knew that it was something that I love to do, and they just like, they continuously push me every single day, and honestly, without my parents.
Did you take vocal lessons?
I think I did a couple times.
Did you just have a naturally good voice?
but I guess
So just a couple of times.
Yeah,
Wow,
just a
that's really
couple
interesting.
times.
I'm going to tell you, Alyssa and I were on Rudy's Nassau Community College's radio show last week, and I was shocked. I mean, when that song came on, I was, I have to say, I was waiting to hear like something that I would have done in my basement, 20 years ago, like with a tuning little set, and but it was completely like on target. It was so professional.
I can't wait to
Thank
hear
you
it.
so
I
much.
was
I
can't
really
wait to
appreciate that. That actually means so
No,
much.
it really, I honestly was shocked. So, you're in school. How do you deal with school and all this other stuff? Your dad's got you going. So after that, her dad called me and said, Alyssa would love to come on the show. So he's like, you're almost like your manager, or he is your
He's
manager.
a dadager.
A dadager.
I love that.
Very cute.
Is he a Chris
So
Jenner,
what's
or
next?
is he better than a Chris Jenner?
I don't know.
You have a fight with him?
No, we never fight.
And
Wow.
you actually, and you know what's good about it? You can trust him.
That's
yeah, we have
wonderful.
good communication. We trust each other, and like I know that he always wants the best for me. He does everything.
What do you do when
So-
you disagree? Sorry.
When I disagree?
With him?
Oh, then
Tells
I
you he
tell
wants you to
him.
do this
You
thing and you don't
well,
want to do it.
that was my next question. Does he respect you for your thoughts? Because, I had an old Italian dad, very strict. The dad's rule was law no matter what. So I often, when I was your age, felt sort of pushed back
Repressed.
with my thoughts. That's the word. So I wonder if you
It's our
feel okay
generation.
to go, to go back at Dad and say, wait a minute, Dad, listen to what I'm saying, and does he listen?
Yeah, respectfully, I'll be like, I respectfully disagree with you. I
Excellent.
think that like I would feel more comfortable doing this instead, and then me and him work on it, and like we'll talk about it, find other ideas, find other
I
ways
love
to
that.
handle
Cherish
it.
that.
And it's really like when I say we have good communication, we have really.
That's
good
awesome.
communication.
That is really
I was
wonderful.
just telling somebody today about me and my
Very
dad that when
special.
we have a thing where we come to a place, if we can't agree, we just agree to disagree. And we move on, and there's no harm, no foul. There's no like, oh, I told you so. Like, just for instance, if I say I want to do this show on a Tuesday night, and he says it'd be better on a Wednesday, and I say Tuesday, he says whatever. We agree to disagree, we walk away, and it's never brought up again. There's no I told you so. So does he ever do I told you so's? Yeah, you hit a
Well,
nerve.
I think that's
I hit a
human
nerve.
nature.
He's
That's
he's
just human
a dad,
nature.
So
yeah.
like if I'm like, I think it'd be best if we did this, And then he's like, oh, okay, we'll try it your way. So we try it my way. Sometimes it doesn't go as planned.
Let you
but,
fall on your face?
You know, then he goes, no,
So
my idea was better.
Tell Christine about how certain people said certain things. I don't know if it was your dad who told me or you who told me that they wanted you, so some people wanted you to change your image, they wanted you to change your weight, they wanted you to change your look, and there's a lot of girls out there pushing their, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being sexy, but, and there's some girls that are overly sexy, but your dad wants to keep it a certain, a certain image for you, and you agree with that.
We've talked to a lot of people, and so many people have came and been like, oh, you're so talented and this and that. But there's some things that you need to work on. This one guy told my dad that because of my weight, that it wouldn't be like, I wouldn't get as much money as other singers.
And I just want to let anybody know who's listening, Alyssa is not an overweight girl. She's a little, like I call you a chickenella, like a little chickenella, adorable, beautiful, not, the ribs aren't sticking out, but people want you to have the ribs sticking out.
I have a niece who's about your size, and she is an actress, a working actress. I'm sure you've all seen her in certain things. And she had several agents, producers tell her, you need to lose 15 pounds.
So what did they say to you?
And it's mind-boggling to
They
me.
would say that, like, that I would have to go on a diet or something, or like lose some weight.
What does that have to do with your voice?
And
like, that
I
kills
was
me. It's really
thinking,
annoying
like,
to even hear
I
that.
was thinking, like, there's
pissed
other
now.
artists out there in
Of
this
course there
world
are.
that happen to, be a little chunky or something. Whatever the word
Chickenellas.
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
that word.
I didn't say chunky, I said chickenella.
Okay, chicken little. I can't even say it. But and like have made it. Like when Adele started, she lost so much weight and she looks beautiful now and she was beautiful then.
Yeah.
And
Jennifer Hudson.
I do not remember what she looked like.
You don't
She's
remember
a
what
little
she
bit bigger of a girl.
Initially, she was probably a good size 12, 14.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
So let me
awesome.
ask you a question. What's another thing that they tell you should change or you should do, or do they get on you? Like, do you get like people like, I know your dad's around, but he can't always be here. Is he always around? Like, do you get trouble from guys, drugs? People try to.
Drugs? I don't do drugs.
No, I'm not saying you do, but do people try to get you to do things? You in that crowd at all, or is that like in your industry?
Like people in like school, it's since not a lot of people are like 16 and trying to become a musician or someone big that's involved with music. It's like a lot of people have a lot. You know how people talk.
Yeah.
So it's
Telling
like,
me?
oh, like wow. So she thinks she's Miss Hollywood.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think I'm Miss Hollywood. It's like,
You're just
you
trying
see,
to-
I'm trying to do something with my life instead of like sitting around and doing something else. I'd
Yeah.
rather be working, doing my schoolwork, making music, and just doing me and having a good time with it than doing something else.
So
You keep that mentality and
here's a
you'll go
newsflash for
far.
you. Here's a newsflash. I call this hag wisdom. I'm 52. I'm sitting in a studio doing a radio show. I got people my age feeling the same way. What is this girl doing? She's 52 years old. What is she doing a radio show? Why doesn't she just go away? It's never going to change.
There's always going to be haters, honey. So
There's
you
always
be
gonna be
conf-
haters.
You be confident in what you're doing and what you feel, and you will go far. Absolutely.
Shoot the naysayers.
Shoot the naysayers.
Prove
And I
them all
tell you
wrong.
right now, when you hear this song, you are going to understand where Alyssa is coming from. And Alyssa, what's the name of the song?
Boss Up.
It's Boss Up, baby. We're going to play it now. In the house, on the couch. Bobby, you got to crank that up.
Since 3 years old, working on a dream. Did it on my own, now you're gonna see. Get a white, got a friend on the way. Now I'm getting paid, never cashed out. I'm in this for life, yeah, without a doubt. It's a long, long road, come along with me. Only if you're up to speed, you're gonna see the realistic. Call me OG, that's what I'm gonna be. Time to boss up, yeah, you know what's up. Grind all day, don't get stuck. Time to boss up, yeah, you know what's up.
You know what's up, hey?
You're gonna see the realistic. Call me OG, that's what I'm gonna be.
Boss up, boss up, boss
up, boss up, boss up.
Had to switch up priorities. Put in work that you can't see. Radio, magazine, never on your TV. So the use of my name, you gon' always see me. And I did it on my own, you're never gonna know. Boston is a lifestyle, wait until you find out. Did it on my own, you're never gonna know. Boston is a lifestyle, wait until you find out. You're gonna see the real is to see. Call me OG, that's what I'm gonna be. Time to boss up, yeah, you know what's up. Grind all day, don't get stuck. Time to boss up, yeah, you know what's up.
Yeah, you know what's up, hey, hey.
You gonna see the real is to see. Call me OG, that's what I'm gonna be.
Boss up, boss up, boss up, boss up, boss up. Hey, hey.
Jeff Cherry.
Boss up, I came from out the country. I'm turned up in your city. I'm everything you
So
want.
mature.
Told you.
I mean, it is so mature. If I hadn't met you, I would think that was at least a 35-year-old singer.
I'm telling you, isn't it a great song?
So grown up.
Unbelievable.
Thank you very, very
I'm
much
gonna tell you
for
right now,
being
I want to audition to be your backup dancer.
Of course.
I'm gonna learn how to twerk.
I think she's hired, right?
Yes,
You're hired.
No
You're
interview
hired.
necessary.
And just you have to teach me the moves because I know you have some moves.
No, last time they were saying, do you know how to twerk? I don't know how to twerk, but I'm gonna learn. That is awesome. That is awesome.
Thank you so much for being here. We
So-
wish you the best of everything and success
And you'll be back. Listen, and we're gonna play another of Alyssa's song at the end of the show, and she's gonna be back on the couch to talk hot topics and just ask it.
Excellent.
So,
We will be right back with some wellness professionals from Therapeutic Solutions Physical Therapy and the Annex Wellness Center.
woohoo! All in one sentence. It's a good thing she didn't get the lip.
Have you heard? Laura's neighbors saved thousands of dollars on their property taxes by using Zap My Tax. But her husband filed with the other property tax grievance company. He'll never make that mistake again. Laura went to zapmytax.com and got the savings she deserved. Zap My Tax, saving Long Islanders money on property taxes for over 25 years. Look for us in your mailbox or call 631-889-5500. Or you can sign online at zapmytax.com.
Up, Chris. CM, you're up, baby.
Welcome back to the living room. We just heard a great song from young singer Alyssa Cologne, and the show goes on. We have a really packed show today, and I'm very excited to introduce to you some wellness professionals from Therapeutic Solutions Physical Therapy and the Annex Wellness Center. Jamie Rockwin is a physical therapist and owns these centers. It's a multifaceted agency committed to supporting every patient to reach their optimal physical function. Hi, Jamie. Welcome.
Hi.
And Larissa Madison is a positive psychology specialist at the Annex, and she works with clients through a program called Boditude and a life enhancement program. She teaches them techniques to live happier and healthier lives. And last but not least, we have Jonathan Casanova, who is an exercise specialist, and I want to hear more about that. He's at the Annex, and he educates patients, clients on health, wellness, form, and function.
Before we
So-
start, I just want to ask you all one question. Sorry. Red or white?
White.
White? Okay. Sorry. First things first. White?
Priorities.
White.
Red or white?
Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. We
Thank
want to
you
hear.
so
We have
much.
so many questions. So,
Thank you.
Jamie, maybe we'll start with you and just give
Okay.
us a good overview of what these agencies that you started do and how you got to the place you are.
Okay. Well, when I walked across the stage at school, I wanted to always own my own practice. It took me 10 years to open up Therapeutic Solutions, May of 2002. And I expanded about 4 times from
Wow.
going from a little room to half the building that we're in now. We treat the community of Merrick and the surrounding areas for physical therapy, orthopedic dysfunctions to neurological dysfunctions. And what prompted me to start the Annex is a lot of the insurance companies were cutting people off way too early for skilled
Like 10
therapeutics.
sessions or something, right?
Not even. Sometimes if you just had a sprained neck or something like that, they would give you 8. And there was like this kind kind of like, I don't know, this is what you get for this diagnosis, this is what you get for.
Which is
so like-
ridiculous.
So like a
everybody
schematic
feels
or
the same
something.
way.
Right.
Right.
So I decided to open up the Annex Wellness and Fitness Center. So I embraced other professions, which I think worked out very well for our clients, our patients. So we developed a massage therapy program and an exercise specialist program. And these people actually have degrees in their position. So John is an exercise specialist. He went to Hofstra University, has a 4-year degree in exercise science.
Wow.
I do
Yeah.
believe
Had
you
no
have,
idea that existed.
It does, it's big now, it's very big
yeah,
now.
a master's in exercise science
Wow,
with
it's awesome.
Larissa as
Yeah.
well.
I'm really amazed by that. I had no idea that that actually existed.
Oh yeah, so you can be a personal trainer, but we don't call them personal trainers, we call them exercise specialists, because they actually have to do like a thesis and things like that, Larissa particularly for a master's degree. And John, I'm sure you did some research with Dr. Sell over there at Hofstra University.
Yes.
So we also employ massage therapists who can hail from New York College or Finger Lakes.
Do people come
School.
to your establishment without coverage from insurance, or do most people come through their insurance?
So they come to Therapeutic Solutions. Mostly they have insurance.
Okay.
We do take cash based, of course, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
But the Annex is more of a cash-based service for, like I said, for people whose insurance companies have given up on them, so to
Yeah.
speak.
And you have services there also that don't require a physician's referral at the annex.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So the Annex
But
is,
PT
yeah.
typically does require.
well, in New York State, for physical therapy, PTs are allowed to see you 10 visits or 30 days without a prescription. According to your insurance company, so Medicare, no-fault workers' comp, HMOs will not allow PTs to see patients without a referral from a physician. So we have 10 visits or 30 days to help you get better.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
well,
not
yeah.
enough.
Well,
I've
yeah,
done
no,
the PT
yeah,
route, and
absolutely.
it's a much longer involved process.
Do you have
I don't have
so-
to tell you.
I don't want to sabotage your questions.
No,
I-
go ahead.
I just fly off the seat of my pants. But, you know, I've been exercising for many, many, many years. I'm a fitness freak. And I believe that now the world is coming towards where I've been for the last, 20 years. Now all of a sudden everybody's realizing. I had somebody make this really crazy comment to me recently that said something like, you can control disease with food. And I almost wanted to take out like a guitar and smash them in the back of the head. Like, really? You just figured that out?
I happen to- oh, okay.
No,
go
I
ahead.
was like,
No, no, no,
really?
you're absolutely
Really?
right.
You just figured this out, that you can control your life by what you eat and drink? But anyway, I guess some people are still like in the Stone Ages. So my question to you is, since you're in the profession and you hear like in the background like what the people in the business are saying, what do you think is happening in the world that people are catching on? What's happening that all of a sudden people are saying, I don't have to be sick, I don't have to be overweight, or what do you think made it get so bad where people, I have my own theory, finally woke up? What do you think happened? Like, how did we go from being like the Italians that I grew up with, really fit and eating natural food, to living on McDonald's, gaining 1,000 pounds,
I
and
grew
then
up with
going
a
back?
very different kind of Italians.
Yeah.
Very different kind of Italians.
Not my kind of Italian. But what do you think is making people all of a sudden wake up? Is it just they're getting sick of being sick?
Well, I feel like with social media and the news, I feel like a lot of information is being spewed at us like a mile a minute. So we're seeing a lot of things, or we're hearing a lot of false information, and we're hearing information. We don't necessarily know how to digest all of it. So I think a lot of people are just kind of grabbing onto what's like popular right now, like fad diets or like fad workout routines. And on Instagram, you see a bunch of models and bodybuilders and people that go into the business saying that they're like gurus, fitness gurus, and they say like, oh, you have to do this and you have to do
But
that.
that might work for them. It might not work for somebody else.
Exactly. So it gets convoluted because a lot of the lines get blurred between like what's real, what's fact, and the general population kind of sees it all in the same, under the same filter.
So it's like we need to better educate people.
Right. Exactly.
Well, I do think that we are better educated, and I think that's why people are actually looking to say, oh, I'm not feeling great, I need to learn how to feel better. So not like what John said with like the social media, there are a lot of people out there that claim to be experts on many different things, health coaching, personal training,
So
you
what,
know,
so
movement
what certificates,
specialists.
if people wanna go to a place, what do they ask for? If they're in Merrick or they're in the surrounding areas, they're gonna come to you, because that's who you are, but, so should people be asking to see credentials? What should we see on the wall of a physical therapist?
Well,
What degree?
People should ask for credentials, period. I mean, I think the problem is people aren't asking for it in the first place. People are just like, oh, okay, I mean, you look good.
Took a
and
class
you,
online
you
for 22
see,
minutes,
you
poof,
seem,
you're a
and
physical
yeah,
therapist.
you make it sound like it makes sense, so I'm just gonna take your word for it. And I think people are missing the fact that you should ask why, you should dig deeper, you should see if it, you know, how, like the success stories, what it has really done for people, and, you know, not just look at things at face value.
So when a client comes to you, you have many different types of programs between the two agencies. So how do you get to what their needs are and tailor the different things you offer for their benefit?
That's a really good question. So most of our clients come through us for either a direct access, like we discussed before, like they're hurting, and they realize now, more education, that they can actually see a PT first, not have to wait to see a doctor for 2 weeks. And I think that they also come through doctors, and what we do is we actually screen them. So we not only look at you as a shoulder, but I use different screens to zero out what exactly is wrong with your whole body. Because say you come in for a shoulder issue, and that's really the knock. But who's the knockee? Like, who's the person behind that? What's the cause of that pain? It may not be your shoulder, it may be someplace else in your body. And, you know, when we were physical therapists, when I first graduated, we looked at your shoulder, and we didn't look at anything else. And
Yeah,
I've been a
it's like when
PT
you run, when you're a runner,
Right.
you could have an injury on one foot, but it could be caused from your other foot,
Caused from
because
so
you're
many
favoring it.
so
Happens to
many
everybody.
different things. So what I do is, you know, I can't work on every single pain in your body, but I can treat you as a person as a whole, and everybody who comes to my office gets a free personal training session. Consult.
That's cool.
It's a consult. So we're looking at you and we're assessing your way you move, because he is a movement specialist. So you can't load your body if it doesn't move well. You're just going to hurt yourself. And that's what happens if people come to me, is like springtime. We're very busy. We're busy, why? Because people want to get
Get in
by.
their bikinis.
Right,
Yeah.
and they're exercising, but they get hurt. Like they're doing overhead presses, but yet, you know, their shoulders are rounded. They're going to hurt their shoulder, they're going to hurt their elbow. So I'll screen them, and then, you know, they'll go to John, or I'm also a nutritionist. So if I find that, you know, they have a lot of inflammatory issues, which pain is also an inflammatory issue, we can screen them for that. If they have somebody like fibromyalgia, they do very well with massage, so we get the free personal massage. And
That's
sometimes,
awesome.
sometimes I hear from clients, and you have to be really good about listening. Because if you don't listen to them, you can't help them. And there's a difference between listening and hearing them. Okay, which Larissa can actually tell you about.
Know where you fit in
And
here.
Larissa actually helps our clients if we feel that, you know, we're just not getting there. Why are we not getting there? They might have a block or an issue to something, and then we'll refer them to Larissa for the positive psychology.
And that's
So-
the Bonitude.
Yes,
That's the
exactly.
Bonitude package, yes.
Okay, so
So-
when did you start the Bonitude package?
The Bonitude package I started probably last May maybe? Last
About a year.
April?
About a
a
year,
year. And I've seen my clients transform in how they think and how they perceive different things, and they kind of take an entirely different outlook on their life, and as a result, they behave differently and they act differently. And
Give me
as
one
a-
example. Well, you know what? We have Judy here, Judy Wolski. So give me one example of how you changed Judy's life. Judy, get over here. Get on the couch right now. Hurry up.
She's coming on the couch.
Come on, she's coming on the
Judy
couch.
to the couch.
Judy Wolski
Judy to
works
the
with
couch.
me. We work together, and she happens to be my right-hand girl. I've been hearing about Jamie for about 3 years now. I'm going to stand up so you can sit. And I want to know, she is raving about your program, and I want to know how it works with you guys.
What had happened was I had a bad back, And many years ago, I went to another therapist in Merrick who I was like totally unhappy with because every day I saw somebody else, so nobody really paid attention to me. Nobody really knew what was going on with me. So I decided to go down the block and I met Jamie. And I started with Jamie, and Jamie did a full evaluation on me, and she said, you know, besides the physical therapist, you can do acupuncture, which she had in her office. You can do the personal training, which she had in her office. And she put together a whole package.
And then recently
Between
you
that-
started with the body
Right,
suit.
between that and the nutrition, because I always have had a problem with my weight, so I'm always, you know, dealing with that. And Jamie said she would, you know, work with me on that. So the whole entire program has changed my life tremendously because I'm not in pain the way that I used to be, and I can function. And
So-
now I started with Larissa because one of the things is that people tell me that I'm negative, that I have negative attitude.
You do?
And
Not you, Judy.
that I could be bitchy at times. And you know what? So I finally said to my friends who keep on telling me that, stop me and tell me when I'm being that way. And I
You're a
was
bitch.
like, oh my God, I can't believe that. So now I'm starting with Larissa, who is like, what are you grateful for? What don't you like? Let's turn around all the negative things. So it all is working together.
And how long have you been doing the program, Judy?
Well, Larissa, I just started.
Yes.
You know, we did a couple of things, I think it was last year, and then over the last 2 months or a month, you know, we've been talking. And now I just enrolled in the program for 10 sessions.
Yeah.
So how do you start a program with somebody who's as negative and as lost as Judy?
So Judy actually came to the Life Enhancement Program. It was, 2 Saturdays ago? And that program was all about changing your perspective with gratitude. So introducing the topic of gratitude, the definition of it, the benefits of it, and most importantly, how to implement it into your daily life. And how it could change you as a person, your perspective, your interpretations, etc. So after that, we signed up for the Boditude package. And now it's actually our first session going to be tomorrow. And we're going to start with her telling me exactly how she's feeling. And then from there, we're going to take exactly where she is and we're going to work to enhance it. What can she do differently on a daily basis that will change her thoughts regarding whatever it is that she's going through? And we're going to kind of play around with things that work specifically for her. And a lot of it will be, you know, focused on positive psychology techniques and strategies. And
What
approaches.
happens if you find out if it's somebody that she's working for that's really her problem?
Oh, that's going to be the first issue.
Turn around.
What do you do then?
Then I tell her to take some white
Retire.
work.
All I know is I've been hearing about Jamie forever, and she's so excited about the program, and we're so excited that you guys came on. I think this is like a very big topic. I think we need to have you back when she's about, what, how many weeks does it take for you to see results?
Well, the whole package is 10 sessions, but it all depends on the person. Someone who's extremely motivated to change and someone who goes into it with an open mind can take, you know, a very short time. It all depends.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to, because I know every other program that they've had in their office has worked.
Yeah, and I just want to tell you, Judy has lost. How much weight did you lose, Jude?
Well,
She fluctuates. She's been yo-yoing, but where are
Lost
you?
that attitude too.
But where are you now?
I am actually probably down about 6 pounds.
Okay, I mean, listen,
Hey,
the bottom
it's
line
gotta
is she
start.
keeps trying.
It's
She
gotta
hasn't
start.
given up. She's feeling really good. I think that, you know, I'm interested in like a physical therapy as a proactive mechanism and not a reactive mechanism, because I think a lot of people need to realize they need to strengthen their bodies. I'd like to have you guys come back and talk
Yeah,
about
I'm really very intrigued.
what women could do for
along the lines of
osteoporosis
some of
and
my issues.
yeah, we have
would
to
like to
get them.
talk
We have to
in
get you
depth.
guys back because the time is limited here. But we will definitely have you back on the show. I think we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and we're going to have some hot topic talk, and we're also going to go into our just asking. We would love for you to stay on the couch for that. Some female chatter. You're welcome to stay too, even though you're not. Well, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Roger.
And I'm Steve.
And we own this house together.
Zap My Tax was so successful with our tax grievance.
We saved over $1,700 in our first year alone. And now we're signing up again.
In fact, we are so happy with Zap My Tax, we decided to save even more money and use Zap My Insurance as well.
Zap My Tax and Zap My Insurance. Two great choices and two great ways to save money.
Hi, welcome back to the living room. Sorry. We wanted to have everybody come back. Sorry that I got my back to you, but we wanted to have everybody come back and just talk a little hot topics and a little just asking. The end of the show, every week we try to just chat with our female friends and now our male friend. So I just want to ask you, so many years ago, my kids, I have a 22-year-old and a 20-year-old. Many years ago, you know, the topic of drugs was coming up, and I was worried about whether or not they were doing drugs. And I didn't think they were doing drugs, and they weren't doing drugs. But one day I walked into my bathroom, and I see like a little white powder on the floor. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Oh my God, don't tell me. Of course I got sick to my stomach, thought one of my kids was doing cocaine. I get down on the floor with a straw and I try to snort it. No, I'm only kidding. I got down on the floor and I put my finger in it, and lo and behold, it was, I guess the toilet bowl cover was sliding, and it was making a little of the porcelain go on the floor. So today, as psychotic as I am while I'm getting ready for work, I go in my bathroom and I have, you know, a space under the counter. I go to wipe under the counter and I find this under the counter. For you, those of you listening to us and not seeing us.
Dear God.
And I am saying to myself, this is a plastic device with a thing next to it. It looks like a penis pump. And I am literally saying to myself, WTF, what is my husband doing that I don't know about? And so all day I'm at work and I'm saying to myself, what is this? It is his birthday. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell is this?
No.
Is my husband, or worse yet, my son, into some freak fetish that I don't know about it? Lo and behold, I find out it's a drain thing that you stick in the thing. You stick in the shower, and it pulls out the hair, and then you put this over and you throw it out. So this is my life. I just want you to know. You're wondering if your kids are doing drugs and if your husband has a penis problem that you don't know about it. I just had to show you that because I just had to show it because I literally was freaking out all day at work about this, but now I know.
So
Just
how
like
did you finally find out what it was?
I said my husband came home and I'm like being really like coy about it. And I'm like, so is there anything you want to tell me? And he's like, he is 55 now. I'm like, is there anything you want to tell me? And he's like, I don't know, why? And I'm like, I don't know, is there anything going on in the bathroom that I should know about it? Anyway, lo and behold, no, this is a hair drain thing.
I actually need that because there's
You can
more
have
hair
it.
in my drain
You
than
can
on
have
my
it.
head.
I thought that was hysterical.
Wow.
But, so
what would you guys have thought it was?
So there was a show when I was growing up that there was a panel of people, and something like this would be passed along, and they were like celebrities. What do you think this is? And then they would guess, and then the person would say, "Well, I believe what John said. What
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was."
yeah.
I don't
I forget
remember
the
this
name
one.
of the
I'm
show.
gonna be honest with you,
but
that
was
looks like a
fun.
penis pump.
That was very fun.
To be
But
honest,
so,
I thought it was a
it's
giant
got like,
condom,
you know,
what a penis pump looks
I don't know, but I feel like it looks like a penis
that
pump.
would I could see more.
So let me ask you people a question. I got a lot of ladies in the room, and one sexy young, did I say that? One young guy here. What's going around, the hot topic for today is the whole new movie Book Club, which I'm dying to see. It's with Jane Fonda, Mary, how do you pronounce her last name? Steenburgen, Candice Bergen, and Diane Keaton, whom I love all of these ladies. I will say this, Candice Bergen does not look like herself. However, if I start to look like that in another couple of months, somebody smack me.
Yeah, but you're already getting the Botox.
Oh my God. No, but she has way too much filler and Botox. But Jane Fonda, Alyssa, I don't know if you know who Jane Fonda is. She doesn't. I love it. She doesn't know who she is.
I have no idea.
Jane, you don't know who Jane Fonda is. That's hysterical.
It's
really old.
It's okay. She's
It's
80.
really okay.
She's 80 years old. I'm going to pass this picture around. But she actually did an interview with Extra TV, and they asked her, she made a comment about how her, lower region was closed for business. She's not having sex anymore. She's 80 years old. And I'm just, I am wondering, at the end of the day, like, are we looking forward to not having sex? Is this the new world, like, where we're actually hating it? And is 80 the age to stop doing it? And, I don't know. So I went on social media, And my just asking for this week was, how old are you? Is your shop closed for business? Like you're a little young, Alyssa, so your shop may not even be open
Mel's
yet.
not open.
And her father's here, so her shop.
At you right now.
So she's a virgin.
Sorry,
Alyssa's a virgin. No, but I'm going to tell you a quick story. When I had to tell my parents I was pregnant, I was 29 years old, and I said, to my mother and my father. My father's not so old school Italian, but he's a little old school Italian. And I said that I was pregnant. My father looked at me with this look of horror, and he was like,
You were married?
He goes,
Were you married?
Yeah, I was married.
Oh.
He goes, you're having sex? I was like, yeah, Dad, gotta do it. But anyway.
It's bound to happen.
It's bound to happen at some point. Have you met my husband? So I ask you, Judy Wolski, real quick. I know your shop's not closed because I work with you, but can you imagine a day that your shop is closed, or do you?
No.
And do you?
And I'm 68 years old,
And
and
the shop
you know,
is wide open for business.
Maybe nobody wants to go in that shop.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's what the other people on social media are saying. They were saying that it's because she doesn't love. I love Ted Turner. I thought you probably don't know who he is either, but I love Ted Turner. I thought he was one sexy son of a bitch. Sorry, Tommy. I love him. What do you think? Shop closed or open for business?
Me?
Yeah.
Always open.
And always gonna stay open?
Always gonna stay open.
Okay, so there is no closing your shop.
No
Larissa,
closing my
you're a
shop.
young hottie.
I think if it works, why not?
Okay.
However, I've learned the other day, I don't know if anyone knows this, but it's called a vaginal prolapse, where the insides can come out.
I'm gonna vomit right now.
After pregnancy.
Tommy, close your ears.
Yeah, it
I
happens
had no
after
idea. I was
pregnancy
Googling
often.
it
That's
for
pretty
hours,
scary.
and I was like, hours.
But
Who
wait,
knew
there has
that
to be
that could
a
actually happen?
surgery to fix that.
There is
There
a
is.
surgery.
Yeah, there is.
Jonathan, I think you just you got a
He's a
visual
man.
that you can't even unsee.
I hope this shop is always open.
You hope that.
But isn't it always open for men?
I think so.
I know
I
a
mean, yeah.
lovely gay couple who we were having a similar conversation like this one time, and they've been married long before it was legal in New York, and I said, but you guys have been together for 14 years, and he looked at me, he said, but you forget we're men.
Ah, that's right. It never shows. Listen, so next week, first of all, Trevor Fay is on a plane right now from Arizona to New York. Next week, I'm going to have him and a bunch of people come on. We're going to talk about what the parents think is really happening in the dorm and what's really happening. And Rob Sividanis is going to be here next week from 10 to 11 and with me. And we are going to be hosting a Strong Island Comedy Showcase. 10 o'clock. Tune in next week here, Strong Island Radio, live.
In the living room
And the living room at 7 to 8. So please come back. Go on the website. We love you. Bye.
Have a great week, everyone.
Damn. It goes fast. So good. It goes fast.
Right? So good. Thank you.
Thank you. We were okay.
Another level, I wanna be on another level. I wanna be on I just wanna be on another level. I wanna be on another level. Another level. Let's go to another level. I'm sick and tired of these games. I don't wanna play. It's been way too long. Let's continue and move on. I can't get you out of my head. Everything you say wheels me right in. I get those butterflies from the start. One look is like a dart in my heart. I think it's time for us to realize we ain't letting nobody else in. It's just me and you to the end, yeah. Thought of you makes my heart beat faster. Should we take it slow or start another chapter? Known you for so long. Know your favorite color and your favorite song. When I see you, my head is like a cage. The thought of leaving you can't even get in. Just the thought of you gets my head spinning. Got me on another level.